And that is why I don't consider Canada a real country. Now on other topics, are black people homophobic? This is the On My Mind series where I bitch about my culture. To clarify, I am not a coon. I am not left, I am not right, I am not up, and I am not down. I am simply a guy who has thoughts and attempt to place those thoughts into context. Got it? Got it. Now there's this idea between blacks and non-blacks that black people are inherently prejudiced towards LGBT individuals. And I've noticed that whenever we're confronted about this, we deflect into whataboutisms. What about white people? What about Hispanics? What about X, Y, and Z? And this concept has led to some hostility within queer spaces towards black folks, especially queer black folks. And you know what? Fine. For the sake of this topic, I'm not going to mention any other groups in this video. We are primarily focusing on homophobia, specifically in the black community. Now here's a simple definition for the dumb niggas watching. Homophobia is defined as a dislike or prejudice against gay people, or the concept of homosexuality. I added that last part because while it is implied in the definition, I figured I have to actually say it because remember, this section is for retards. Specifically the yeehaw type of people. Or the nah bro, nah nigga, hold up, pause, nah. This is my attempt at comedy, by the way. And as you can see, I make Germans look funny. I googled German comedians and I got a blank Literally nothing popped up. That is hilarious. Now you don't have to be a redneck or a Bible thumping cross burner to fit this definition. To fit this definition, you just have to hold some type of prejudice. Do you hold any negative bias towards the concept? Does this concept make you feel uncomfortable? Does this flag trigger some opinions? And be honest. So, do black people fit this definition? Short answer, it depends. Long answer, this chart. You have religious reasons, hood reasons, and ideological reasons. For religious reasons, Christianity is a major part of black culture, as a lot of us grew up in religious households and were raised with traditional values, just with a little black spice to it. And since many of us were raised around religion, naturally we developed some of the views and traditional values associated with that religion. And I feel I don't need to elaborate any further because we already know that Christianity is anti-gay as fuck, like this is no secret. Hood related reasons. Hood dudes' homophobia falls into more masculine reasons. This is because they grow up in a culture that views homosexual behavior or adjacent behavior as emasculating or feminine behavior, which is associated with weakness or submissiveness. Basically, all the things that a man shouldn't be. They don't necessarily have a problem with being gay, it's the feminine behavior that they associate with it. Like, I feel like if feminists really just want an example of toxic masculinity taken to an extreme, like they just need to look at the black community. Come to think of it, black people will be the perfect example of a lot of society's problems because we have gotten the shit in the stick more times than we can count. Like, black people and Native Americans, like God must have hated us or some shit, cause what the hell, bro? Like, why did we get the Spider-Man writers? But you get the entire thing. Hood dudes are homophobic because they don't like femininity. Ideological reasons. Conspiracy blacks, political shit, black nationalists, Dr. Umar, you get the picture. Niggas believing homosexuality was the white man's invention to depower the black population. You know, the type of shit that makes me want to reconsider the Civil Rights Act. You know what? I'ma just play this clip.
I'm not against no homosexual or no lesbian. I love all African people, but I reserve the right to disagree with any lifestyle that threatens the survival of the traditional African family. LGBTQ is the new birth control pill. 2 men cannot reproduce. 2 women cannot reproduce.
I'm an old man. I cannot be led astray by stupid little modern slogans of alternative lifestyles. Life happens between husband and wife. That's where life is. Even the gay people are born here. Therefore, we cannot destroy the heterosexual fountain. For that's where life is coming from. And promote these other marriages and alternative lifestyles where there's death altogether. So those that say, Mapomba J, you're homophobic. I laugh and giggle. Say, if I'm homophobic, are you heterophobic? It does not work that we can use this population control tool, demasculination of men, as an agenda for Africans. No, what we need is life. This is a deathbed of procreation.
But yeah, are black people homophobic? It just depends on the type of black person you're talking to. My rule of thumb is just depending on how ghetto they are. Majority of us are just chill, not really hateful or anything. Just don't do too much around the ghetto people and you'll be fine. I'm trying to have more fun when recording these things because I felt like I've been way too anal when it comes to writing these scripts and recording these videos. I'm just trying to sound like I have a soul. Sure, it may jumble up the information presented in the video, but let's be honest, your perspective and biases will stay the same regardless. Like, it doesn't matter if you're some Bible-thumping, cross-breeding churchgoer, some ignorant mofo from Detroit, or some suburban liberal, your mindset will stay the same. I'm taking the kneecaps approach, is what I'm taking. But yeah, bye.
I want my body to be donated to a bunch of aspiring cannibals, but then I want my bones encased in resin, and I want it sealed in a vault underground.